Well, I'm actually going to pick up on kind of some of the themes that each of the folks that have spoken so far have put out there. First to Senator Sullivan and Senator Cramer for their leadership on this project. And I'm going to then kind of reference something that Senator Tuberville said, which is the actual assets we have in our respective states that are going to come together to make this Golden Dome a reality, and then actually pick up on a warfighter here, Senator Sheehy's comment, somebody who's been out there in theater and seen how important it is that we develop these systems, but that we do it right. And the key there is that this Golden Dome is actually going to be an integration of many different systems that we're already building and that have incredible utility each and of themselves. And they all have their own mission, which are very important, not only in the near-peer competition, but in everything we do, whether it's conflicts that we see in the Middle East or like Russia-Ukraine, or even protections here at home. They're being amalgamated into a system, Golden Dome, but they're all these, it's an array of systems across the services that we need for all aspects of our defense, both offensive and defensive capabilities. So, Senator Tuberville talked about Huntsville. Right on, I'm going to touch on that, but first I want to talk about in Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. We have the only base that has two legs of the nuclear triad. Why do the bombers and missiles? Why do I bring that up? Because our de facto Golden Dome is nuclear deterrence until we actually build the Golden Dome. And it will continue to be a vital part of deterrence even afterwards, which is why we're updating the nuclear triad, whether it's the Ohio-class submarines or Sentinel or our bomber fleet. Across the board, we have to have better nuclear capabilities than any adversary, so they never even contemplate attacking us. And then if some rogue element does, we have something like the Golden Dome. Now let's take the components to the Golden Dome. Senator Cramer already mentioned the over-the-horizon radars, the PARC system, which are vitally important. We started building those in places like North Dakota many years ago. Now we're enhancing them for the modern technologies. Okay, that's at our Cavalier Air Station. And again, Alaska because of its location, North Dakota because of its location, Huntsville, Alabama because of its capabilities. Everybody's got a role to play in this thing. At Grand Forks Air Force Base, we've been doing drone and counter-drone since 2005. 20 years. We have a tech park there that's working. Well, I should, again, the tie back to Tommy Tuberville. You talk about space, the LEO low Earth orbit satellites, which is the first tranche of satellites that we're putting out there for global communications and many other functions. The Army base that has command of those satellites is Redstone in Huntsville. The Air Force base is Grand Forks in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Okay, so all of this stuff is going to integrate hypersonic missile development. We're doing that with TRMC, the Test Resource Management Center for Air Force. We are developing that hypersonic missile capability. Again, that's going to be part of it as well, because you've got to intercept the incoming ballistic missiles. My point is everybody's got a dog in this fight. And each of these things is vitally important in their own way. So then we come back to the guy up here who's been in the war fight, and he says, you know what, we can't build a Maginot Line in the air. Boy, is he right, because we're going to spend, for starters, $125 billion. And it's going to be more. So we got to make sure it works. And that's why as we put these systems together, the real key is how we integrate these systems, each and every one for its own utility, but coming together to create something as fantastic as the Golden Dome.